Before we go on to discuss about Kanika Samadhi, this momentary concentration. So, I want to take some time out to speak a little bit, discuss about the meaning of jhana. So, so in order to discuss about samadhi, we first need to understand clearly the meaning of jhana. So, as many misunderstanding arise due to not understanding this meaning of jhana. Okay. So in the last talk, we mentioned about this vipassana samadhi, which is actually kanika samadhi, momentary concentration. So we mentioned that when this kanika samadhi occur continuously, moment after moment after moment, without any break, without any gap. So the mind enter into a state of citta visuddhi, where it's continuously pure, exclusively pure. Okay? And we mentioned that sometimes some vipassana masters like Mahasi Sayadaw and Sayadaw Upandita, they refer to this as vipassana jhana. Okay? And we mentioned that this is due to there being some similarity between this vipassana jhana and this samatha jhana, in the sense that both this state of concentration, they fix the mind continuously on the respective object. The samatha jhana on the samatha object, vipassana jhana on the vipassana object. But actually, there is another reason why it is called vipassana jhana. So, and that's got to do with the meaning of jhana. So, now, often when you hear the word jhana, so what's the first thing you think about? So often when you hear jhana, the first thing you think about is the samatha jhana, right? First jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and so on, right? So, but actually, this samatha jhana, they are very specific kind of jhana. So they are a type of jhana, a very specific kind of jhana. The kind of jhana that you develop through samatha meditation. Okay? But actually, jhana is much broader than just this samatha jhana. Okay? So there are other kinds of jhana also, besides just this samatha jhana. Okay? So what is the meaning of jhana? So in the most general meaning and the most general sense of the word jhana is explained as upanijjhana. Okay? So upanijjhana means the close contemplation. Okay? So jhana means any state of mind that closely contemplate the object. Okay? So any state of mind that closely contemplate its object is jhana. Okay? Yeah. And this is not just the kusala state of mind, not just the wholesome state of mind. Of course, so when you meditate, you're developing wholesome state of mind, right? So whether you're developing samatha or vipassana, there's this wholesome state of mind, and there's this state of focus, intense focus on the object. So the mind is closely contemplating the object. Okay? So these are jhanas. Okay? So it occurs whether you practice samatha or whether you practice vipassana. Regardless, you have to, when you meditate, the mind is closely contemplating its object. That is jhana. Okay? In the most general sense, it's jhana. Okay? Yeah. So, but not just when you are meditating. Even say when you say you do dana. You do dana and you offer with mindfulness, with clear comprehension. Your mind is fully focused on the act of dana. So even at that time, also the mind is closely contemplating what you are doing, the action that you are doing. Okay? So even then, that kusala, that is also the state of jhana in that. When you observe 5 precepts, you chant panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. So if you really chant with focused mind, your mind is fully focused on the meaning. What does it mean? I undertake the training rule to abstain from killing. So your whole mind is focused on that, taking in the meaning, and in your heart you are really making the determination to abstain from this act of killing. So at that time, there is this state of focus, close contemplation. That time, there is jhana. So even when you do chanting, so you do chanting, you chant with focus, right? So not chant, just the words come out, but the mind somewhere else. But you really focus on the words that you're chanting, like when you do metta chanting, sabbe satta avira hontu abhya paja hontu, and so on. And your mind is fully focused on the meaning. May all beings be free from enmity and danger, be free from mental suffering, physical suffering, and so on. So at that time, your mind is fully focused. That time, there is jhana. Okay? That's why we chant slowly in metta chanting. Aham avira hontu, abhya paja hontu, and so on. There's no focus there. You quickly want to get through with it, then go to sleep. There's no jhana there. That's very superficial. But we chant with full focus. And there's jhana. Sometimes when I'm in Burma, when I visit the pagodas, so you can see the Burmese devotees around the pagoda. So some of these devotees, they are seated facing the pagoda. Okay? So, and in their hands, they have these beads. So, and what are they doing? They're actually chanting itipiso. So itipiso. So when they complete one round, they count 1 beads. They close their eyes. It's like meditation, and they chant. Every time finish 1 round, they count 1 beat. Finish another round, count 1 beat. So until they finish the whole, what do you call it? The rosary. Yeah. So, and then they do it. I forgot how many times they have to do it. It takes a very long time. It can be 1 whole hour they're sitting there. So 1 whole hour just itipiso again and again, the whole mind focus on it. And by the time they finish, so the mind, there's a state of calmness, settledness of mind. So it's a kind of meditation. So that's jhana. Okay. Yeah. So any state of close contemplation of the object is jhana. And it's not just a wholesome state of mind, not just kusala citta. Even actually akusala citta also. There can be close contemplation of object, right? So, for example, if you let's say your favorite food. So what is your favorite food? Let's say your favorite food is durian. I put durian in front of you, or you go to the durian store, and then the seller crack open the durian for you. And then you see the creamy, thick flesh of the durian with the aroma coming out. Immediately your whole attention there. Focus on it. At that time, you have durian jhana. So that's jhana, but it's an unwholesome jhana, not a wholesome kind of jhana. This is not the type of jhana that we develop in meditation. In meditation, we only develop wholesome kind of jhana. But jhana can also be unwholesome. When you listen to music with rapt attention, at that time you have music jhana. So jhana can also be unwholesome. It can be kusala, it can be akusala also. Okay? So actually not only that, it can also be kiriya and vipaka, but we are not talking about that. Bring that in here. Confuse those who have not studied Abhidhamma before. For the purpose of discussion, just say it can be kusala or akusala. Okay? And this is the widest sense of the meaning of the word jhana. Okay? So in the Abhidhamma, we study patthana, the 24 conditional forces. So between the nama rupa interact in a conditional process, there are these 24 conditional relationship or 24 conditional forces between them. Okay, so one of these is called jhana pacaya. Right? So I think you have heard the patthana chanting, especially during funeral. Hetu pacayo, aramana pacayo, adipati pacayo, anantara pacayo, and so on. Altogether 24. So one of them is this jhana pacaya, the conditioned force of jhana. Okay? Yeah. And this jhana pacaya involves any state of consciousness, any state of citta that is associated with the jhana factors. Okay? So and this includes all the kusala and akusala citta. Okay? Actually, it involves all the cittas. For those of you who are Abhidhamma students, out of 89 cittas, 79 of them are involved with jhana pacaya. So it involves the conditional force of jhana. So 79, excluding the 10 sense consciousness. The 2 eye consciousness, 2 ear, 2 nose, 2 tongue, and 2 body consciousness. Okay? So other than this 10 consciousness, the other 79 consciousness involve certain degree of jhana. Okay? So because these are citta associated with jhana factors, vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekagata, So when we say Sukha here means Vedana. Okay, so Vedana, there are 5 kinds of Vedana, right? So there's Dukkha, Sukha, Dukkha, Somanasa, Domanasa, and Upekha. See? So out of these 5 kinds of Vedana, only Somanasa, Domanasa, and Upekha serve as jhana factors. Okay, so the other 2 bodily feeling, Sukha and Dukkha, they are not jhana factors. Okay, so Domanasa also is a jhana factor involved in the 2 dosa mula chitta, the 2 chitta that is rooted in dosa or anger. So when you're angry, you're focused on the person you're angry with. That time that's domanasa, right? So at that time that's jhana. That's a very unwholesome kind of jhana. So 79 kinds of chittas involved with jhana pachaya. And these 79 are not just the rupa vachara, arupa vachara chitta that we normally associate with jhana. Okay, so even the kama vachara, kusala chitta, sense sphere, wholesome consciousness also involved with jhana. Okay. Okay. So to understand this jhana more clearly, wait, I need. Okay. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. So you can refer to the paper. Yeah. So here I give you an overview of jhana, the meaning of jhana in the widest sense. So normally, as I said, normally when we think of jhana, we only think of this over here. These 2. Rupa vachara and arupa vachara jhana. But actually jhana is so wide. It's holding all our jhanas. So in the wider sense, at the top here, so in the wider sense, jhana means any mental state, any state of consciousness that closely contemplate the object. Yes. And this is the meaning employed in Patana, jhana pachaya. And so in a wider sense, this is the meaning of jhana. Okay, and under jhana, so jhana can be divided generally into 2 kinds. Okay, so on the left over here, so I say ordinary jhana. This is a name that I give it because I cannot find any suitable name in whether the text or the commentaries or the Abhidhamma. So ordinary jhana means any state of focus in our everyday life. Okay? Any state of mind when we are focused in our everyday life. For example, when we are reading, when we are writing, when we are thinking, driving. So you are focused. Jhana. So it includes wholesome, unwholesome mental focus. Okay. So over here it can be wholesome or unwholesome. Right? Yeah. So when you do dana, observe sila also, it can come under here if your mind is focused. Okay. Also ordinary jhana. These are also jhana. They involve close contemplation, the mind on the object. Okay. Then over on the other side, on the right hand side, you have meditative jhana. Okay. So meditative jhana means meditative mental focus that overcomes the five hindrances. Okay? So any meditative state of mind strong enough to overcome the five hindrances, they come under meditative jhana. And so therefore, meditative jhana, they are exclusively kusala. So they are only kusala. There's no akusala meditative jhana. Okay? So in meditation, we only develop wholesome state of mind. In Buddhist meditation, we only develop wholesome state of mind. Okay? But meditative jhana can be further divided so into two kinds. So again, for one of better words, I just say samatha branch and vipassana branch. These are all names that I give myself. Okay. Now the samatha branch and vipassana branch. So under samatha branch, we have what is called aramana nupanijjhana. And then under vipassana branch, you have lakkhana nupanijjhana. So upanijjhana means close contemplation. This is the general meaning of jhana, upanijjhana. Okay, so the samatha kind of meditative jhana is called aramana nupanijjhana. Aramana means object. So object here means one of the 40 samatha objects. Okay, so it can be a kasina, brahma vihara, one of the anusatis, recollection, so and so on. Okay. Yeah. So the samatha yogis will make use of this object, and then as they focus on it, then the nimitta appear, right? The sign of the meditation object arise in the mind. Okay, and then they focus on this, this nimitta. Okay, so for example, if you take the kasina, so you take white kasina. So first you have a disc, or white disc, circular disc, painted white completely, and then you just focus on it. And you keep focusing on it for hours and hours and hours until finally you get the image in your mind. It's like you're memorizing it. So you focus on it, then after a long time, even when you close your eyes, you just see the this in your mind. That this in your mind is the nimitta. Okay, and then after that you close your eyes and then you focus on the nimitta. Okay, so that is the object. Okay, and you focus on it until the whole mind absorbs into it. In the jhana, as you focus on it, it becomes brighter and brighter, purer and purer, more and more luminous. Okay, until finally the whole mind absorbs into it. Okay, and so there's a close contemplation of this object, this nimitta. Okay. Whereas in the vipassana side is called lakkhana nupanijjhana. Lakkhana means characteristic. Okay, so in vipassana meditation, so what we contemplate is the characteristic of the object, characteristic of the nama rupa. Right? So lakkhana means characteristic or nature. Okay, so we contemplate sabhava lakkhana, the specific or unique characteristic of the object, like hardness, softness, stiffness, tension, heat, cold, knowing, feeling, perceiving, and so on. The sabhava lakkhana. Or we contemplate sankhata lakkhana, the nature of arising and disappearing, samanya lakkhana, nature of impermanent suffering and non-self. Okay? So you contemplate, close contemplation of the lakkhana, the characteristic of the object. So it's called lakkhana nupanijjhana. Okay? Okay. So under aramana nupanijjhana, the samatha side. So you have first of all upachara samadhi, which means excess concentration. Okay? So the excess concentration is when the 5 hindrances put away. The first time when the 5 hindrances are put away, so the mind attain what is called upachara samadhi. At that time, the 5 hindrances are put away, but the jhana factors, they are strong enough to put away the five hindrances, but not yet strong enough to absorb the mind, to unify the mind with the object. Okay, so it's called upachara samadhi, excess concentration. Okay, so before the mind can absorb into the object, it must come to upachara samadhi first. It is like the access door into the absorption. Right? So that's why it's called excess concentration, upachara samadhi. Okay, then from upachara samadhi, you develop further. When the jhana factors become strong enough, then the apana samadhi arises. Apana means absorption. Okay? So the whole mind absorb or unify with the object. Okay? Okay. And apana samadhi, there are 2 kinds. So first there's rupa vachara jhana. So rupa vachara jhana is the one that you usually hear. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. So this in the sutta. In the Abhidhamma, there's first, second, third, fourth, and fifth jhana. Okay? Because Abhidhamma, more detail. Okay? And then beyond the rupa vachara jhana, you develop further beyond that. It comes into the arupa vachara jhana. So rupa vachara jhana means the fine material sphere jhana. Okay? So beyond that, there's the arupa vachara, the immaterial sphere jhana. Yeah? So this is jhana that takes its object, infinity of space, infinity of consciousness, nothingness, and the jhana that is neither perception nor non-perception. So these 4 immaterial jhana. So, so as we said, usually you think of jhana, you think of these 2. Right? Rupa vachara, arupa vachara. Actually, jhana is so much more. So all these together, upachara and apana, which include rupa vachara, arupa vachara, these are called the samatha jhanas. Okay. So all these are called the samatha jhanas. So the samatha yogi will develop this samatha jhana, upachara and apana samadhi. Okay? Then over the other side on the vipassana branch, you have lakkhana nupanijjhana, close contemplation of the characteristic. Okay? So this include vipassana itself, insight itself, because when insight arises, right, it closely contemplates the nature of impermanent suffering, non-self. Okay? So the samanya lakkhana, the universal characteristic. So vipassana closely contemplate the universal characteristic. So it is lakkhana nupanijjhana. Okay. a kind of jhana. So here in Wolf, what we call Kanika Samadhi, momentary concentration. And then after that, Magga and Phala also comes under Lakkhana Nupanijjhana. Okay. According to the commentary explanation, Magga is included because Vipassana succeeds when Magga arises. Okay? So your practice of Vipassana is successful when you attain Magga. And so Magga is like the culmination, the practice of Vipassana. So because of that, Magga also comes under Lakkhana Nupanijjhana. Okay? Yeah, and Phala also. Phala commentary says it comes under Lakkhana Nupanijjhana because it closely contemplates the nature of Nibbana. Okay? So there's a close contemplation of nature of Nibbana. Actually, you see, Magga also, it takes Nibbana as object. So, yeah. But even though it takes Nibbana as an object, at the time of Magga, the mind is actually penetrating the Four Noble Truths, experience for truth. Yeah. So Magga and Phala, it comes under what we call Lokuttara Jhana. Okay, so because at that time, the mind is focused on Nibbana. Okay, so there's like some kind of absorption in the object of Nibbana, especially with Phala. So it's called Lokuttara Jhana. Lokuttara here means supramundane. Okay? Loka means the world means the world of samsara, the world of the nama rupa. Okay? So Lokuttara, Uttara means transcending, going beyond, that which transcend the world of samsara. That means Nibbana. Okay? So these two, Magga and Phala, takes Nibbana as object. So it's called Lokuttara Jhana. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. And so you can see jhana is so wide. So when we study about samadhi, we must not have a narrow view. Bhavachara jhana, ajhanas. Okay? So we hear something else. Vipassana jhana, no, not jhana, not jhana. So we must have a wider view of what is jhana. Okay? As explained by jhana paccaya. Okay? Because any state of focus is a state of jhana. Okay. So those of you who do not have this chart, you want a copy, you can request from Willing. Give her some work to do. Yeah, so from our explanation, the meaning of the jhana, so now you can understand why we can say that this Kanika Samadhi, Kanika Chitta Visuddhi, purity of mind that arise with the continuous occurrence of this momentary concentration. They can be called Vipassana jhana. Okay? So, yeah, so they are Vipassana jhana, not Samatha jhana. They come under the Vipassana branch, not the Samatha branch. Okay? So it's justified to call them Vipassana jhana because it is a kind of jhana, because it involves a state of close contemplation or focus on the object. Okay, so now we proceed to discuss about Kanika Samadhi itself. Yeah, so we have been talking about this Kanika Samadhi, this momentary concentration, again and again. So what exactly is this momentary concentration? Okay? Now, this is defined in the Visuddhimagga Mahadika, the commentary to the Visuddhimagga. Kanamata Titiko Samadhi. So concentration that lasts or endure for just a moment. Okay, just a moment. And that's the meaning of momentary concentration. Okay, that's the definition of momentary concentration. Excuse me. The concentration that lasts for just a single moment. Now, it is defined this way due to the nature of the object that this Kanika Samadhi takes. Okay, so what is the object of Kanika Samadhi? The object is the sankhara, the formations, or the nama rupa, okay, the mental physical phenomena. Okay, and how long does nama rupa last? Mental physical nature. So if you have practiced enough, you have discerned clearly enough, you will know that this mental physical nature that arises within your experience, that lasts for just a mere moment. Snap of a finger is gone. See like this sound, you see? Where is it now? How long? Just a moment, right? It's gone already. So this object, nama rupa, it lasts for just a very brief moment and then it's gone. And this concentration takes this nama rupa as an object. Okay? So if it takes this object that lasts for just a very brief moment, so it arises together with this object. And when the object disappears, it also disappear together with the object. So that's why it says Kanamata Titiko Samadhi, concentration lasting for just a moment. A moment here means the duration of the nama rupa. Okay? So it lasts for just one moment. Okay? So because its object will also last for just a moment. Okay? Excuse me. Yeah. So that's why it is called momentary concentration. Okay, so this is unlike the samatha jhana. Right? So samatha jhana, what is the object? Usually it's a conceptual object. Okay. Yeah. So the object, the nimitta, right? And this nimitta is created by the mind. It's conceived by the mind. Right? So it's called conceptual object. Okay? So take for example, when you practice anapana as a samatha object. So the yogi focus, tip of the nostril here. Focus in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out as a concept. Not paying attention to the elements, but just the idea of the breath going in, going out, going in, going out. Okay. So as the yogi focus again and again on this object, after a while, when the mind becomes more and more focused, after a while, in the mind, the image of the breath starts to appear. Right? So it depends on how the yogi focus on the breath. If he were to focus on it as like one line, in, out, one line, after a while he sees the image in the mind, one line. So if we focus on it as a dot, just one dot at the tip of the nostril, when you get the image appears just one dot. So if we feels the breath like a cloud or like cotton wool, so when you get the image also in the form of a cloud or a cotton wool. So these are created by the mind. The objects are created by the mind, so it's conceived by the mind, so it's called conceptual object. Okay? So the yogi focus on this nimitta again and again. After some time, this nimitta becomes brighter and brighter, more and more luminous. As the strength of the concentration, the jhana factors develop. It becomes more and more bright and luminous, and you can even expand the nimitta. Expand until it covers the entire room or the entire center or the entire town. Depends on how strong your samadhi is. So, yeah, but nevertheless, it is a conceptual object. And this conceptual object, it lasts very long. It can last as long as there's a strength of jhana can hold on to it. It will last because it's created by the jhanic mind. So as long as the strength of jhana is present, it sustains this object, this created object. So this created object never changes. It remains there. So you're in jhana for 1 hour, it can last for 1 hour. You're in jhana for 3 hours, it lasts for 3 hours. It never changes. You're in jhana for a whole day, it lasts for a whole day. Okay? So, yeah. So because of that, the jhana can last very long. Because its object also lasts very long. So unlike the sankhara, sankhara nama rupa, it lasts for just a moment. So the concentration also just a moment. So that's why it's called this kanika samadhi, momentary concentration. Okay? So this object, it lasts for just a moment. Because it's the real object. It's not a created object. It's not something created by the mind. Nama rupa is something real. Okay? So it's real. The mind don't have to create it in order to focus on it. It is there. So in every moment of experience, this nama rupa are present. And you just need to direct your attention there, and these objects are there. This nama rupa are there. And when you contemplate it, you see its nature is that it just lasts for a single moment. This is part of its nature. It just lasts for a single moment. Then it's gone. Okay? So because of this, this concentration also lasts for a moment. So this name, kanika samadhi, momentary concentration, is given due to nature of the object of this samadhi. It doesn't reflect the strength of this samadhi. Okay, momentary. It reflects the nature of the object, not the strength of this concentration. Okay? Because some people think when they hear this definition of kanika samadhi, concentration that lasts or endure for just a single moment, then they think, just one moment, that's all. How can this type of concentration be strong enough to develop insight? Because to develop insight, you need to penetrate deeply, profoundly into the nature of the nama rupa. If this concentration lasts for just a single moment, they think, how can it be strong enough to develop clear insight into the nature of the Nama Rupa? So therefore, the Mahatika explain further. So after he has given the definition for Kanika Samadhi, concentration lasting for just a moment, then it explained further the nature of this Kanika Samadhi. So it says, Sopi aramane nirantaram ekakarena pavatamano patipakena anabhibhuto apitavya chittam nichalam thapeti. Okay, so sopi pavatamano, sopi, so here, so that also, that refers back to Kanika Samadhi. So it means that momentary concentration. Okay? So sopi, so that momentary concentration. Pi means also. So that momentary concentration also. Aramane nirantaram pavatamano. So when it occurs on the object, nirantaram, continuously. Nirantaram, you can understand, you know the meaning of antara, right? Antara, Malay, antara. So in between, right? So nirantaram means nothing in between. So that means this concentration is occurring continuously, one moment, another moment, another moment, another moment, continuously, without anything in between. That means there's no gaps, no break in this concentration. So that means it's occurring continuously, or you can say uninterruptedly, without a break. So when it occurs uninterruptedly or continuously, aramane, with its respective object. Okay, so this Kanika Samadhi, so unlike the Samatha Jhana, it takes only one object, right, throughout. You sit 1 hour, it takes just this one object throughout. Right? But momentary concentration, every moment of momentary concentration, it takes one object, one mental or one physical nature. Right? So with its respective object means, this moment of Kanika Samadhi, it has its object. Then the next moment, it has its object. Okay? So the object arises and passes away together in that moment with that Samadhi. So this moment of Samadhi has its one object. The next one has its own object. The next one has its own object. Okay? So it occurs uninterruptedly with its respective object, each moment with its respective object. Okay? Then eka karena, this means in a single mode. Okay? So in a single mode, this has been explained by Mahasi Sayadaw to mean it, that this concentration occur with the same strength, with the same intensity continuously. So that means it doesn't fluctuate. One moment is very, very strong, next moment very, very weak, next moment again very strong, next moment somewhere in between. It doesn't change like this, up and down, up and down. It doesn't fluctuate in its strength and intensity. It occurs with the strength, same intensity throughout. This is the meaning, ekakarena, in a single mode. Okay? So this means this concentration is stable. It has reached a state of stability. Okay? So in the beginning of your practice, you see your concentration is not stable. Sometimes it's very, very, very good. Sometimes only mediocre. Sometimes like none at all. Right? Now it has reached a state of stability. So it occurs with the same strength, the same intensity throughout. Moment after moment after moment, with that same strength, the same intensity. Okay? And then patipakena anabhibhuto. So this means it is not overcome by opposition. So when it is not overcome by opposition, that means it's very strong. Just like a government without opposition, you can do anything you like, pass any laws you like. So this state of Kanika Samadhi, it has reached a state where it is without any opposition. Opposition here means the hindrances, the 5 hindrances. So it has become so strong that it has the strength, the momentum, the continuity, that no hindrances can overcome it. It has completely put away the hindrances. So cannot be overwhelmed by any opposition, any hindrances. In fact, because of its power, its strength, it actually overwhelms the hindrances, so that the hindrances have no opportunity to arise at all. So patipakena anabhibhuto. So what happened when you reach such a state of momentary concentration, where it is occurring continuously, uninterruptedly, moment after moment after moment, each with its own object, and occurring every single moment with the same strength, with the same intensity, with the same momentum. There's nothing that can oppose it. What happened? So we continue. It says, apitoviya chittam nichalam thapeti. So this means that it will fix the mind or establish the mind on the object. So you will establish the mind. Nichalam. Nichalam means chala means like shaking. So nichala means it doesn't shake. It's very steady, very firm. So you establish the mind firmly, steadily, or immovably. Okay, so and then apitoviya, as if in absorption. Apitoviya. So the key word here is as if. As if it is in absorption. And this is to compare with the samatha jhana. So it's not exactly the same as the absorption of the samatha jhana, but it is as if it is absorbed, because it is continuously focused on the object without being distracted away from the object. Moment after moment after moment, the mind is completely fixed on one moment of nama rupa after another, after another, after another. It cannot be distracted away because there's no opposition. So it's as if it is absorbed in this continuous process of the nama rupa. Okay? So as if in absorption, it is being fixed immovably on this continuous flow of the nama rupa object. as if it is absorbed into it. Okay? So from this explanation, from this Mahatika, you can get a sense of how powerful this Kanika Samadhi can be when it is well developed. So even though by definition it is concentration that lasts for just a single moment, but when it is well developed, it occurs again and again and again and again, repeatedly, okay, in the state of Chitta Visuddhi. So when that happens, it can be very, very powerful. It can even penetrate into the nature of the Nama Rupa. Okay? So it's as if it is absorbed in the contemplation of the nature of the Nama Rupa. So we say there's a difference between nature absorption in Samatha Jhana and nature absorption of this Vipassana Jhana. So what is this difference? So you can compare Samatha Jhana to, I think I've spoke about this before, like the needle, and then you just pierce it poke it into the pin cushion. Okay, that is Samatha Jhana. Okay, so it just remain there. So the needle is like the jhana chitta, or the jhana factors, right? So, and then the pin cushion is like the object. Right? So the Samatha Jhana is like this needle you poke into the pin cushion. It remains there, unchanging. The pin cushion doesn't change, right? So it remains there, and then the needle also remains there. So that is the nature of absorption in Samatha Jhana. So what about the Vipassana Jhana? So very good simile is given by Bhante Sujiva. So he says it's like the needle of the sewing machine. So you know sewing machine, right? Needle, how is it? It goes in, out, in, out, in, out. It doesn't remain. It goes in and then very quickly come out, in and then come out, again and again and again, right? But every time it goes in, it can go very deep and then comes out again. Then it goes in again and come out again. So Vipassana Jhana is like this. So it's like one moment of absorption and then finish. Then another moment and then finish. Another moment and then finish. There's a moment after moment after moment of absorption. That's the nature of the Vipassana absorption. So this Kanika Samadhi, when it is well developed, so it occurs continuously, so the mind is exclusively pure. So this is Chitta Visuddhi, purity of mind. Okay, so, and this is jhana. Vipassana jhana, because it is as close contemplation of the nature of the object. Lakkhana nupanijjhana. There's close contemplation of the characteristic of the object. There's an intense focus on the nature or the characteristic of the object. Okay, but this is Vipassana jhana, not Samatha jhana. Okay. And within this state of Chitta Visuddhi, when the mind is pure, it is clear, clear insight can arise. The mind can discern clearly nature of the object. So even though, by definition, Kanika Samadhi it lasts for just a moment, but if it's well developed, it occurs continuously with strength, with momentum. That it can be very powerful, penetrate the nature of the Nama Rupa. Okay, so don't think that it is weak. So just like you say, if there's one photon. You know what is photon? Photon is the particle of light. So if just one photon is nothing, one photon hit your eye, you hardly see anything, right? But if it's many, many photons coming one after another in a very focused way, like a beam of laser, shine into your eyes will be burned. That is like the Kanika Samadhi, that is well developed. Okay? So it can be very powerful when it is well developed. And insight knowledge, it can only arise in the presence of Kanika Samadhi, okay, of momentary concentration. So, as we quoted from the Mahatika the other day, Nahi Kanika Samadhi Vina Vipassana Sambhavati. Okay? So, insight or Vipassana does not arise in the absence of momentary concentration. Okay? Because it is the only kind of concentration that allows the yogi to observe the momentary arising and disappearing of nama rupa. Okay? So, because by its nature, it rises and disappears together with the nama rupa, right? So, by means of this Kanika Samadhi, the yogi is able to follow one moment after another, keep track of the continuous arising and disappearing of the mental physical phenomena. Right? So, and because of this, you are able to develop clear insight into its nature of impermanent suffering and non-self. Because to discern the nature of impermanent suffering and non-self, you have to observe again and again the moment-to-moment arising and disappearing of the nama rupa. So the only Kanika Samadhi allows the yogi to observe this. Okay? So the Samatha jhana doesn't allow you to do that. First of all, the object of the Samatha jhana is not even reality. They are concepts. It's nimitta. They're not reality. To develop insight, you need to contemplate reality. Okay? So, and even if it is reality, in the Samatha jhana, the mind is completely absorbed into the object. It becomes unified with it, such that there's no differentiation in the experience. So you cannot, if there's no differentiation in the experience, then you cannot discern arising and disappearing. Right? So, but with Kanika Samadhi, there is a differentiation. There's arising, there's disappearing. Okay? So therefore, only Kanika Samadhi allows the yogi to develop insight into nature of impermanent suffering and non-self. That's why we mentioned the other day, even those yogis who follow samatha approach, when they want to develop vipassana, they have to withdraw from the samatha jhana and then contemplate the nature of nama rupa using Kanika Samadhi. Okay? Okay, we will explain more about Kanika Samadhi with regards to the suttas in the next Dhamma talk. We stop here today. Okay, there's a number of questions in the chat room, all from the same questioner. Okay, when you refer to durian jhana, I do not think it's just mere mindfulness with saliva dropping. That's all. There's not even mindfulness present. It's an unwholesome state of mind. There's no mindfulness present. Okay? So, but there is vitaka, there's vichara, there's piti, there's sukha, and there's ekagata also. There's focus. There's durian jhana. It's unwholesome. Could you please explain how to bring the mind to one-pointedness? Follow the basic instruction, not rising, falling continuously. So when you're noting precisely, so the mind is focused, one-pointed on each rising, each falling. In the beginning, it may not be so clear, because when the noting mind is still weak, it won't be so clear. Okay? But as you develop it again and again, you will feel the strength, how it's able to focus on the object, not allowing the mind to become distracted away. Okay? So just follow the basic instruction. Oh, very long question. Oh, very long question. But I can summarize. Basically, he's asking Buddha, when he entered Parinibbana, Buddha went up and down the jhana, right? From first up to the eight down to one, and then up again. So he's asking, the question is, could you please explain as to why the Buddha has go through such an elaborate yo-yo way of exiting into Parinibbana? So, yeah, he could have just Parinibbana here, there, there and then. So, I would think, I haven't really checked the commentary whether they explained this before. But I would think that because the Buddha is a teacher of the world, he's accomplished in all the spiritual accomplishment. So he has to go out in style. Yeah, no, you cannot just go out just like that, no style. Why the Buddha did not exit from jhana? Yeah, why did the Buddha did not exit from jhana number 9 into Parinibbana, but decided to exit from jhana number 4? Buddha Parinibbana already, I cannot ask him. So, yeah, this one I have to check the commentary. They might explain this, but I haven't really read that part yet. Jhanic stages as recommended by the Buddha Nikayas are 1, 2, 3, 4. The jhanic stages are as recommended by the Buddha in the Nikayas are jhana 1, 2, 3, 4. If it is only 4 jhanas, why the Buddha makes such an effort enter into arupa jhana before entering the Parinibbana? If Kanikas, so this one again, you have to ask the Buddha, or hopefully it is explained in the commentary. I have to go and read that. Say, if Kanika Samadhi is so important, why didn't the Buddha enter into Kanika Samadhi and exit into Parinibbana? Kanika Samadhi is for the purpose of developing insight, nothing else. Okay, so so after you're done with the development of insight, so don't really need it. But you will need it if you are one of those anagami or arahant who want to enter into nirodha samapatti, the attainment of cessation. Okay, so because then they have to do samatha and vipassana together. Okay, so enter into the first jhana, withdraw from it, contemplate the first jhana using vipassana as anicca, dukkha, anatta. So at that time you need kanika samadhi. To enter into phala samapatti also, you need kanika samadhi because you have to go through the stages of insight until you enter into phala. Okay, so then also you need kanika samadhi. But for parinibbana, I don't think you need. Okay, it says stop at question 3. But then you continue. Sorry, not Bhante, I wonder which sutta refers to kanika samadhi. Next Dhamma talk. I keep delaying one talk after another. So somehow I cannot come to it. So it's like akan datang. Keep you in suspense. One day you're reciting the Pali words from which suttas are the Pali words you just uttered from the Pali Nikaya recited by Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw. Please clarify. Yeah, I mentioned it's from the Mahatika, the part on the explanation of nature of the Kanika Samadhi. It's from Mahatika. Yeah, Bhante, can you clarify the place of Samadhi in the scheme of jhana? Looks like Samadhi is synonymous with jhana. Yeah, you can say so, because it's a kind of, how to say, jhana is any kind of state of close contemplation of the object. Yeah, and samadhi is involved with it. Actually, samadhi is, strictly speaking, samadhi refers to ekagata, the one-pointedness of mind. Strictly speaking, it refers to ekagata. Okay? One of the jhana factors. Okay? But it's the primary jhana factor. Okay. Okay, that's all the question for this time. Okay, we stop here today. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipatiya buddham pujemi. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipatiya dhammam pujemi. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipatiya sangham pujemi. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipatiya mata pitunam pujemi. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipatiya acariyanam pujemi. Ada imaya patipadaya jaram ranama rimocesami. Idame punyam asawakaya waham hodu. Idame punyam nibbanasa pacayo hodu. Idame silam magabhalanyanasa pacayo hodu. Imam no punya bhagam sabbasadanam dema. Imam no punya bhagam sabbasadanam dema. Imam no punya bhagam sabbasadanam dema. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful always. May you all be safe, be healthy, be strong. May you all be able to practice the Dhamma without any obstacle, without any trouble. May you all be able to practice smoothly, and may you all be able to experience the unconditioned peace of Nibbana through your practice of Dhamma.
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.